We are here in the kitchen wishing it would snow.
You did a little bit.
A little bit. Everybody has to pray for the snow dance. Please bring us some snow. We need it.
Hi.
Cute apron. What? No, stop. Why is it playing again? Okay.
Yeah, this was my grandma.
It's sweet.
Yeah. It gets messy with the bread. The flour. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yep. So I'm excited. It's supposed to be snowing. It is cold. It did snow a little. So it would be a really good night for Boule. And I made beef stew in this slow cooker.
Yum. That sounds like the two should go together. I'm going to make some soup.
Yes. I know. Now I want your bread.
I can give you some if it turns out. No.
Mitten, Michigan. Somebody's from Mitten, Michigan. Hi, Mitten, Michigan.
We've got people from all over. It's so great.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about you, but there's so much to say about bread. There are just a million, obviously, different ways to bake bread. But the thing that's been the trend the last few years has been these artisanal crusty loaf, Boule, whatever you want to call it. You pay a lot of money at the grocery store, right?
Yes.
With the thick crust and the splits and all the.
And it's still it's all the same. It's just flour and water, people.
Flour, water, salt, yeast, and a little bit of sweetening, whatever you choose to use. And of course, a million combinations of different kinds of flours and grains and not what you want to do. But it's, 25 cents. And you pay like $6
or $7.
Or and if you're going like Sage Bakehouse or something like that, you're paying a lot of money. Yeah, it's a place here in Santa Fe. But yeah, so it's not that hard. It's just there's a lot of schools of thought, and one that everybody, in New York does it, and around and all the foodies do is the one from the Herzenberg Francois, method of, you can do it in 5 minutes and da-da-da. Well, it's not really 5 minutes. It's like 17 hours. And what's great about that one is you don't have to knead it. And that's a whole other new concept for Americans, I think.
David doesn't do that. He folds it.
Right. So I'm used to, back in the day, just kneading for like an hour and, getting the gluten going and whatever. And now I think scientifically they've discovered, or the French did many, many moons ago, that you just, if you let it sit long enough, it activates itself.
It activates it,
Right. So I'm not doing the 16-hour one.
That would be a long episode.
Remember when I did the brioche? That was hours.
God. That was epic. Yes.
Hours. Checked in at 3:00 in the morning with Coronakitchen. But this one that I'm doing is about 3 hours. And it's so simple. And you don't need to knead it a lot. You're really just folding the corners and letting it rise for an hour at one sitting, and then a second rise for 30 minutes. So we're going to do the first part, combining it all, but I'm going to have to photograph the steps, that come later because But the part that's the X factor for me tonight is I am not in the possession of a Dutch oven right at this moment. So normally to make the thick crusty top, it's all based on steam, so you have to have cover, and you keep the bubbles, and you cover it, and you just have it, and it makes a beautiful thing. Well, so I did a little exploration.
We're going to coronify the recipe.
I did a little exploration on the internet, and turns out there's a lot of different alternative methods to having a Dutch oven. One of which is if you have a couple, cast iron pans, small one, a big one. Peggy, don't ask me how big these are. I think it's a 12-inch and an 8-inch. Yes, I was correct.
Cool.
So what you do is you take the large frying pan one and you bake the bread in that on the top rack, and then on the bottom you put like 8 to 10 ice cubes in it after they've heated up.
Oh,
and then it
interesting.
melts and steams and evaporates, and you don't have to open the oven door. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Chemistry wise. So I pray that it works.
We'll see. My guess is the worst that could happen is you won't have a super crusty edge. It'll still be fine.
I think I will have a loaf of bread, but hopefully it will be a good one because we're eating it for dinner with the soup. So I hope that it turns out. But basically we're going to incorporate all the stuff right now and talk about, bread. I mean, you and I, we've made stuff with yeast before on here.
Have we?
Well, we've made
God only knows. This is episode like 228.
Dough and brioche and stuff. This is the first time we've done this. I mean, I know we haven't done sourdough, and the sourdough is not my thing. I mean, I love to eat it, but I don't make it. But maybe I know we keep asking David, like he's listening.
Yeah, David's the one who he loves doing sourdough. He does that whole thing where like it takes him all day. Every 30 minutes, he turns it over, the whole day long. And then he does the whole thing in the Dutch oven and flips it over and all that stuff. But it's intense. It's a long process.
That maybe we could just fly in,
Yeah.
and post it and like just do one show, but then we'll, tape it from videos or something. I don't know, because so many people want to do that or are doing it from, quarantine. Okay.
Oh, hi, Milton. Oh, yeah, you would probably be really good at making bread.
Yes.
It's really fun. I think you would be good at it.
Wow. Okay. I want to say shout out to Milton, our winner,
our banner winner,
leather that was fab, and I really want to know how he made it. But
yeah, I do too. It looked fabulous.
Maybe that's a guest appearance. Okay.
Oh, speaking of guest appearance, we do have a guest coming. We have a guest on Thursday.
We do.
David Ferguson from the Bob Seska Show is going to be cooking with us on Thursday.
He's funny and he's fun and he's delightful and he's making one of his grandma's recipes. It's going to be great. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have here a glass bowl. I've already put the honey in it because I had to melt it. I need New Mexico local honey, 1 teaspoon. Now, if you don't want to do honey, you can do a teaspoon of sugar. It's up to you. I like bread with honey with the yeast, personally. Then you're going to take 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. So this is Red Star, non-GMO. It's good. So we're gonna add that to the honey, and then right before we started,
is that fast yeast or just regular yeast?
It's active dry. It is not the quick yeast.
Okay.
You can do that. But this is the one I always get,
Okay.
I don't know.
Just so people know, you have to check the package because some of them are super fast yeast.
You know what? I just realized, Brianna, my water just cooled off. I warmed it up. And
okay, well, while you warm it up, we'll talk about the temperature.
Okay. So I'm going.
So the first thing you want to do is you want to add some sugar to the yeast because that will tell you how to proof the yeast. It helps proof the yeast, so you know if you're
a sugar element to it. You have to, or else it won't. Think about it, Candida. What is it? It's just
Don't say candida while we're making bread.
too much sugar, and it activates these. I'm just saying.
Yes, it does. So you want to add a little sugar or a little honey or some sweet. So I think when David does his sourdough, he actually grows the sourdough on a grape.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's funny. But that, grapes have sugar, fruit has sugar.
Yeah,
So
this is a
that's
whole
another way.
history of yeast. It's a whole
Mhm.
science unto itself. But this thing I'm making tonight is so basic. I know you can do it out there. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust
Yeah.
Trust
So
me.
you want the water to be like if you were checking a baby's bottle on your wrist, and so it's not too hot. That's how I grew up doing it.
You
Throw
know,
the water on your wrist. If it doesn't burn you,
okay.
you're good.
You know what's so funny? You say that. Mine is. This is the temperature of when your water breaks. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm gross tonight. I'm gross. What's going on? Okay, so it's like.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, that I wouldn't know anything about, but I do know about babies' bottles because I grew up doing those.
It's body temperature. You don't want it too hot or you kill the yeast. Now.
Yes. Oh, and you also want to stir with a wooden spoon, not metal.
I learned that from Debriana early on. I made the mistake like 7 months ago. But yeah, and sometimes I use warm milk instead of water. This was one and a quarter cups, literally body temperature water. Okay. Okay. Now we're stirring this and we're gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes.
It should only take about 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get it to activate, and it'll start bubbling. So we'll just talk for a little while that's happening.
Yeah. Do you cover it? I usually put a towel on top.
I'm gonna put a towel on top. Look at this cute thing with these birds.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Holly got this for me at that great Moraga. Well, when they used to have the farmers markets, there's a woman. Her name is. What's her name? It's funny. Her logo is SJP, and I was like Sarah Jessica Parker, and that's not who it is.
Yeah.
But here it is. It says seriously imported products. Oh, it's an I, not a J. Okay, so you can check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that's a cute tea towel. I like it.
She has some amazing designs, this lady. She makes purses and tea towels and aprons and tablecloths and napkins, all kinds of cool stuff. So anyways, we're having
What kind of flour are you using?
Okay, so you want to the next step is adding the flour and the salt, and that's it. I'm actually going to do a combo. Normally you could just do all-purpose flour, organic, all-purpose flour, but I'm going to do 2 cups of all-purpose and a half a cup of wheat because I just like to have it a little wheat in there. And I know you're going to kill me, but I have my flaxseed out because I just like the crunchy, nutty. I'm not going to put it in.
You can do that. You know what I like to do is get wheat berries if I know ahead of time and soak them until they just sprout, but that takes a few days ahead.
I'm not going to put them inside it. I'm actually going to put them at the bottom of the, instead of corn, on the bottom of the cast iron. So it'll be like a hard, nutty bottom, on the thing. So all we're going to do is mix this in, and it's going to be sticky. Okay. And then all you have to do is lightly flour it, and it's going to go and rise for an hour.
So you're not kneading it?
No, you're just stickily putting it together. I mean, it's a tiny little bit of a knead in the bowl just to get it to come together. And then you're flouring it to not stick. You're not flouring it to knead it. There's a difference, right? And then you want to get it on all sides of the bowl and everything. And then you're just going to cover it and let it rise for an hour and then come back.
Okay.
And no punching like the pizza dough.
No punching.
You want to keep that air bubble. So when you come back after the first rise, you're letting it like slide out, and then you're going to do the whole like, flipping,
Folding.
corner folds, and then you see the ball, and you clean it over again, and then you like shape it, and you let it rise for 30 more minutes. And then if you had one of those cool baskets, which I don't have,
Yeah.
you do the seam side down, and it makes the cool rings with the flour.
Yeah, David has that too. He's way into it.
David's got all the stuff. Who am I?
He got all the tools.
I'm just a simple girl making a simple boule.
This is good. Not everybody has all those tools.
Okay.
All right.
We have activation. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll fly in the camera.
But it has bubbles. It starts bubbling if you don't know what that is.
Science.
That's what you're looking for. Yes.
Okay.
Chemistry.
Look at this. Look at that. See the activate?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It starts bubbling.
Yeah. It's really, you can't really go wrong, honestly. It's not, what we're still.
No, there's only a couple mistakes you can make. Don't check your yeast. And then you'll be making all the bread and it won't rise.
Whatever your liquid is, don't have it be too hot or it'll kill it, right?
Yeah.
You want to keep it alive. Oh, it smells so good and yeasty and okay. So then there's the whole, this is a thing with every step of bread. Like, okay, measuring bread. Some people will really find this fascinating, of our viewers. There's a whole thing of I know for me, I just get it and then I do it like this with the back of my hand and I don't pack it down or anything. So
yes. Or you could go the weight. I have a scale. David has a scale. He uses a scale.
David's legit. I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing a cookbook with you and I'm really a home chef. But anyway, I'm just doing it.
I never used a scale before he started getting way into doing all the tricks. I always do what you do. I just measure it.
Well, the thing is if you pack it, what I've learned is if you pack it and level it, then you're going to need a little bit more flour. But if you just do it and then, lightly do it over, it's probably going to be about 2.5 cups total. So you have to experiment, and this is so not difficult that you could really make bread every week. I feel like I want to make it more, and probably we've been doing other things, but this is pretty easy though. So, but the weighing though, if you want to be super exact and really get the bread thing.
Well, really weighing across all things. Like you should weigh for baking and all that stuff, but I never do.
Yes, you should. If you watch the Great British Baking Show, they weigh everything. They weigh every little thing down to the microgram, Anyway.
No.
I have teenagers. They're not going to make an appearance, but I see them. So the next thing is putting in the salt and the flour. Okay, how much salt you ask? It's 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. Okay, easy.
She's going to measure.
When my teaspoon has honey on it, so I'm going to use the 1/2 teaspoon and hope that I can add this up.
It's math, and you're going to do 3 of those.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to put the salt in. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I'm going to get the flour. And at Sprouts, they measure everything. You can't get your own bag. So I got 1 million of these little bags in my freezer.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I'm going to do.
It's true. It's true, and I'm sure that's Peggy. It's hard enough to get Lisa to measure, let alone weigh and measure.
Right? That's too much for me. too much for me.
It is.
I'm gonna grab
It's a lot. But truth be told, I measure, I don't weigh.
Okay, so here's half a cup. Okay. We're mixing it around gently. And then we're gonna get another one.
And this is the white flour, and you're using all-purpose and not bread?
All-purpose. All-purpose.
Okay.
I already put in the salt. Right?
There is a difference between all-purpose and bread, and it has to do with the amount of gluten that's in it, but you don't have to use bread flour.
Nope. I've always used all-purpose for this, so hasn't failed me before. But again, I'm, freaking out about the
because of the lost Dutch oven. But we don't want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
Yes, do not talk about the Dutch oven that is lost.
For those who've been watching this, you know why. I don't need to tell you. Okay. How many have I done? Oh, God.
What?
How many?
I think that was 3.
Oh, shit. That was 3?
3 half cups? I think so.
Was it 3 or was it 4?
I can't hit rerun, so I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Anybody else counting? Lisa is doing her best. She is.
Oh, God. Okay.
I don't know. How does it feel?
It feels like it's 3. I'm going to do the half of whole wheat right now.
I think it was 3.
That's terrible. Okay. Here's the half of the whole wheat. Mixing that in. Yeah, it's 1 more. It's 1 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can usually tell if you've made it enough.
Oh, God, it really looks like it could.
Whoops.
It could be. It could be it right now. Oh, God. Okay. Well,
No, I don't. I don't have instant replay.
I'm just gonna.
We are not that techie.
Gonna go for it. Well, this bag I don't think had 4 in it, so that's gonna be my. That's gonna.
Yeah, your measure. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, how many cups total are you doing? 4?
It's 2.5 cups total.
Okay. All right. So
Half cup, right?
That is true. Math.
This is the math. Okay. Now, so you're just, I've kneaded it lightly, and then I have.
Are you using just the spoon? You're not using your hands?
I'm just using a spatula, but now my hands are going in now. Okay, this is definitely the right amount because it's sticky, and it's okay. Okay, but I'm putting it so that the flour, just incorporates in here. Okay, and if you spin it around enough, but don't work it crazy. Okay, you're gonna. Okay, this is
just so all the flour's incorporated. Is that all you're doing?
Yes, that's all I'm doing. Look at me, sticky fingers, and I'm just going like this. It's so easy.
Okay,
it's fine. Okay, all right. So this is perfect. Okay, it worked. I know I have the right amount because if I didn't have that extra half cup, it would be horribly sticky. And this is
it would be too sticky.
This is just the
so that's a little like sometimes they call it shaggy, but that's a little more than shaggy.
Right. Those are
it's pulled together more.
You're talking about bread language, okay? You're talking about bread language. Okay. All right. So then you want to flour it on the top and the bottom. I'm not going to make it into a shape or anything. This is just the first.
Okay.
So I'm grabbing some flour and I'm just dusting it. I'm not incorporating it. I'm going to lift it up.
Okay, here, I'm going to take your name off so I can see.
I'm going to lift it up and make sure there's flour on the bottom so it can come out. And then I'm dusting it on the sides. This is not to incorporate. And then that's it. And then I'm going to cover it. And then I'm going to let it sit for an hour.
Okay. And then are you looking for it to double in size?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
I want it to double in size. And then
are you going to put it in a warm oven? Do you have a warm spot?
Well, I've been told that with this kind where you let it sit, that as long as it's not cold, you could put it on a counter. But I feel like my mode has always been to put it in the bread proofing drawer. In my oven, I have a setting for that. It's very little. So I'm going to do that right now for 1 second.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can follow her. No, she's out of the frame.
Okay.
I tried.
Well,
I tried, everyone.
Remember that time we were making the pizza dough and I said, oh my God, my oven has bread proofing.
Yes, I remember discovering that about your oven. My oven does not have that.
So I'm going to do an hour timer. It says drizzling right now.
Oh, goody. Really, does it matter what it looks like? Most important is that the butter melts beautifully on it to carry the flavor. That is correct, my friend.
I am so excited to have my Kerrygold on this loaf. So it better be good.
Yeah. Oh, I have to tell you, I made a new discovery.
Yes.
I was looking for a non-dairy butter.
Yeah.
And I found a new good one. Now I usually like Miyoko's, but they didn't have it at Sprouts.
Yeah.
So I got something called Milkadamia, and it's delicious.
Macadamia nuts?
You can cook with it. Milkadamia.
Wow.
And it's partly made from macadamia nuts. It's excellent. I'm just saying out there for all you people who want a dairy substitute. I don't always, but I do like to have it around, and it's delicious.
I'm always wanting to know good ones because I can't eat them if they're not good.
It is very good. I was very surprised.
All right. So I will keep everybody posted on the progress and what it's looking like. I'm going to take a picture of this whole cast iron deal, you know, the whole.
We'll see if it works. That'll be great because a lot of people don't have a Dutch oven.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, I think you can do it with a lot of different ways. Like, say, you don't have cast iron. You could do a cookie sheet and then on the bottom rack a ceramic, you know.
How could anyone be watching our show and not have a cast iron? Everyone needs a cast iron.
Well, you know, some people don't. I mean,
I don't know how you live. It was the first thing I bought when I moved out and got my own apartment was a cast iron frying pan.
They are so wonderful.
They're so cheap.
Okay, and then the other way you can do it, which I read in the alternatives, is you could take a oven-safe stock pot with a lid, and it behaves like a Dutch oven, or you put the, you know, baking sheet flush over the stock pot, and then you still have to have the water element to make the steam. So it's a lot. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the cast iron. So
yeah, try the cast iron. I'm really interested to see if it works.
Yeah, I hope it works.
It's an experiment. Okay, so some housekeeping stuff. We are putting out two things. One is our GoFundMe. It will probably be out sometime tomorrow.
Yes.
And that is to help us raise money for the cookbook, our part of the cookbook of getting the photography and all the stuff we need done. And so we'll post that and you can read it. And the other thing is we are taking reader submissions. So we will be publishing 10 recipes from our viewing group. So there will be an announcement on Facebook for that, and where you need to email the recipe and all the information that you need to know to submit a recipe, and perhaps you'll be in the Corona Kitchen cookbook.
You could. There are two ways you could be in the Corona Kitchen cookbook. You get a recipe selected. You're one of the 10 lucky few, or you donate, or both, because all of the people who help us make this and fund this get their names in the special thanks. So you're going to be in it, hopefully, no matter what.
Yay! Yeah, because it's such a great group. It's fun. So, and also Thursday, we have our special guest, David Ferguson. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be a really fun night.
It'll be good. He's making the ultimate comfort food. And, you know, I think, again, we'll probably need it.
Yeah, it'll be like, the inauguration's over. We need more comfort food.
Anyway.
Yes. Oh, by the way, we will not be on the air on Wednesday on Inauguration Day.
No. Hope everybody's okay and had a nice MLK day of reflection and rest. And, you know, hang on 2 more days.
We're going to make it, people.
We got this. I'm making bread. That's all I can do right now.
Yes. Grab a chicken, sit near your fire, and it'll be over soon.
Hug your loved ones and your pets And it's going to be okay.
Wear your mask. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you so much. Stay safe. We're really excited.